Hey everybody, welcome to the show. Say, any of you guys that own these 15, 1800 or '05 tractors think that the location of this hydraulic tank right here under the hood or on top of the engine is the stupidest place for them to put this tank? Yeah, me too. Let's relocate this thing to someplace that's a lot less stupid than that. Well, friends, I've been trying to contemplate. That tank is in a terrible place. It is on every one of these. If you ever find one of these tractors that caught on fire, that's usually the culprit. One of those lines comes loose, starts puking hot hydraulic oil all over the engine. Well, guess what? She's going up. Well, not that I'm super afraid of this catching on fire because I'm going to have new hoses on it anyway, but I still think that that's a stupid place for that tank to be. And not to mention, I want to try and get the hydraulics working on this tractor without taking the hood on and off 3-4 times because I got to paint the whole damn thing. So I got me to thinking. A couple thoughts I had. One, do I really need a 15-gallon tank underneath the hood? Basically, anything hooked behind this tractor is going to be pushing fluid out of one hose and pushing it into another. So it's just going to be making a loop. I mean, I guess that'd be, in order to keep it a little cooler, that'd be great to have a big amount of tank. But how cool will it really stay when it's sitting right on top of a 190 to 200 degree, well, but you get my idea, guys. It's sitting on top of a hot engine, just cooking. We don't need that. Now, I've seen a couple tractors online that had the tank mounted here, which yeah, I'm sure that's practical and it works fine, but it looks dumb. I want the tractor to look like it's supposed to look. I don't want it to look like it's got a tank sitting on the fender or on the bolted down or something. Just because, I mean, it's just me thinking out loud. I don't want it there. I then had this idea where I took this old hydraulic tank from my old 55, which I think it only holds about 3 gallons of fluid, which, you know, guys, I just don't know if that's quite enough to go from 15 to, gosh, that light's terrible. You know, to go from 15 to 3. I mean, I could see if going 15 to 7.5 or 8 or even 10, but 3, I'm not sure. I thought about mounting that right here. You know, it doesn't, if it were painted red, it could kind of look like it's supposed to be there. It wouldn't be sticking out 3 feet like the big tank would, sitting on the side of this. It'd still be hidden behind the cab, behind the fuel tank, you know, kind of out of sight, out of mind, and still looks like it's supposed to be there and easy enough to get to. I could just pop the old top and put some fluid in it. But again, not sure if I've got enough, if that's, I just don't know. So I kind of put the kibosh to that idea. I thought about mounting the tank right on the back, right on top of here. But again, I mean, out of sight when you're in the cab, not a big deal. Doesn't necessarily look too stupid being that it's back here. But again, it does. Then there's one more thing to step over because you got to climb up here to put fuel in it. So, I mean, it is not, that'd be the least of my worries. That wouldn't be that big a deal. But I was like, well, not sure. I mean, that's an idea, but it's maybe not my best idea. And then I thought, you know what? There's a lot of empty space right inside of this whole cavity here. There's the top of the, there's the cover for that cavity. What if, just thinking out loud, I were to mount the tank under that instead of under that? I don't know, guys. This is kind of my thought. I think I got the room here and easy enough to get to. I can, like I say, cut a little hole in the top so that way the spout sticks out. Just a little cap. That's all I'll be showing, looking at. So that's not a bad deal. Still got lots of room in here to access things if I should have to do that. So that's where I'm at. Now the big thing is I've done some measuring. It seems like it's probably going to fit in there, but you know, guys, they say measure twice, cut once, or measure once, cut twice. Until I get the tank out and plop it in that hole, I'm never going to truly know, because I'm a visual learner, if it's going to fit in there. So let's try this, guys. Let's get that tank out of there, see if it'll fit in there, see if I can cut a hole in that, make everything work, and actually get some auxiliary hydraulics working on this tractor. I'm all for it. Let's hit it. All right, let's get this tank out from under here. Okay. Oh, tank weighs almost nothing. I love it. Okay. So then I just got to build some sort of apparatus or something to mount this tank up under there. But let's see if it fits first. That's my bigger hiccup, my bigger hurdle, my biggest obstacle. All right, let's see. Ooh. Fluffy makes this look a lot easier than I do. Okay. Now, what's next? I think I want it tank in this way. I don't want it to hit the hydraulic cylinder. A lot of variables, guys. That's why I figured I'd just pull the tank and see how much of reality this could be. Well, okay. Actually, I think this could work out better than I expected it to. Maybe. You know what I could use right now is my ladder right here so I don't fall, but I almost think if I had a couple pieces of angle iron going straight through here, I could mount the tank on that. That might just work. Let me find a ladder. This is terribly awkward. Ugh. And I'm not meant to bend that way. Okay. The only thing I want to make sure it'll clear the cylinder, but I mean, should. Can't see why it wouldn't clear the cylinder. Put my spouts over there. Now, the other thing, I know you're asking yourself, you're like, hey, JT, this tractor bends in the middle. This hose is going to be bending every time you turn. Very true. Very true. Also, consider there's 8 hoses that brake hose, 9 hoses that all twist in this same area here. And I got a bonus for you. So this tractor doesn't have PTO, but it's still got that about 10-inch by 8-inch hole for the PTO shaft to go through. So, I mean, honestly, I don't think the hose is really going to be making very many sharp bends. And, you know, if it breaks, I'd rather it broke down here than up on the cab. Just thinking out loud again. But anyway, to sit about like this, flush with the cover, but the cap will stick out. I think this is going to work. I hit up the scrap pile and I found these 2 giant pieces of angle iron that would probably hold up a 1,000-gallon drum and not just a 15 or 5 or whatever this is. So that's good. Oh, has everything got to fight me all the time? Now I know you can't see this from where you're sitting, but I'll show you. So I'm just using these 2 pieces of 2x6 to sit on the bottom of the frame rail to hold up my big pieces of angle iron here, which are going to become the new mounting rails for this guy. But if I've measured everything right, I should be able to. Okay, that's not going anywhere. Put the tank in. The cylinder's going to clear. I went and checked on old Turd Ferguson. It's handy having two of these around, guys. But the cylinder should clear everything. I may have to turn this a little bit, but we'll see. All right, let's see if I'm right. Close, but I'm still not right yet. Let's just see for grins how far down that actually puts this. I don't want it to sag too far, but maybe it won't be that bad. We'll find out. Oh, that's terrific. That is absolutely perfect. I couldn't have asked for that. Look at, my ass is in your way. You can't see a thing. Got plenty of room for the cover to fit over. That was one goal. Let me bring you guys up here so you can see what my mad scientist mind has just thought of. There, like I said, guys, the way I've got this, where am I? There we go. The way I've got the notch cut in this angle iron here, I mean, it ain't going anywhere. Same with the back one. I've notched it just perfect. It's basically stuck there. She's not moving. I'll get my welder out and just burn a couple welds on that. Same on that side. I got it propped up with just a piece of 2x6 to hold it in place, for now. But I believe that's the best idea that I have had all day, maybe even all week. Now, like I said, I'm going to run. I got these big holes. I'm going to go and get myself some pressure and return line, plumb all that stuff in. The other thing that's a minor holdup is that pump. That pump is not hooked in right now. So I think what I want to do, disconnect the hoses, pull the pump right out. I'm going to double check on the pilot holes that hold that pump in place because they're probably wobbled out and egg-shaped. You might have to weld a little bit in there and then take the die grinder and make them, round again instead of egg-shaped, because when they're egg-shaped, your belt pulleys kind of want to go like this, and that'll wear your belts out fast. And I want to make stuff so it actually works on here. So we're on the right path. I'm just going to, like I say, I'm going to just leave that mocked up for now until I can get some hose. And man, I think this is going to work good. Well, friends, back for the second day of torment on this beast. Now, since I got the tank kind of mocked up in there, I'm going to try and get some plumbing done. And this is, I'm going to put it up on this end. That's easy enough. Now, this is basically just to run it through everything underneath, get it to that tank, just leave it loosely fit because I still have to pull the tank back out, but just to make sure that I've got enough to get from point A to point B without too much trouble. Now, as you can see, I only have one hose, and every hydraulic system takes a pressure and a return. Well, I got the pressure side, which is still basically a return side because it's returning high pressure fluid, I got one of two. Let's just put it that way. So being in small town America here, you can't get 1.25" hydraulic return hose in a 10-foot roll on a Sunday. Who knew? That's okay. Tomorrow's another day. I got some low friends in high places that I'm sure will be happy to help me right out. But for now, I got to crawl up under there, shove that half through there and this half up through here, get it up to where it's got to be, kind of around and out and about, and this should be fun. It's going to be nice having the tank back there. Getting it all situated is a whole nother battle. Let's get to this. Here's my plans. I'm going to send this hose right up through that hole there. along the top, along the floor of the cab here. I know that's impossibly hard to see. And then out that hole to go to the backside. That should be easy. There, now, that's better. New batteries in my headlight. Now I can see a little bit more of what I want to do. Okay, now, let's see if I can scoop this guy. So far, so good. Oh. Bingo. Just like that. Through this hole into that one. Okay. That's going to give me plenty. Let's get this up under here where it needs to be. Okay, so far so good. Sure will be nice to have my new shop done when I can walk around this stuff in one lap instead of, you know. What the hell is that? Oh man, isn't that nice? Look at there. Let me get a wrench. Okay, good enough. That'll work for now. Let's go up under the back there. Make sure I can get that on there tight, and hell, that was easy. Well, there, actually, that'll be just fine right now. I don't want to start it too much because I still got to, I might have to twist her a little bit. In fact, I think I'll do that right now. There. Well, let's twist that a little bit more. There. Now, there. Everything started. It's got a little bend right there, but that's fine. I got plenty of room up top. I can even give this a little twist if I have to. Bingo! Guys, that's going to work. Now, tomorrow when I get my suction hose, I can run that exactly the same way. And other than welding these brackets in, my tank relocation will be a success. Fluffy, hey! Did you get a good look up there? Goofy cat. Go in there and inspect everything I did. Make sure it looks right. Up top. Nope. You guys didn't understand what she's saying. She's like, Daddy, I want to go in. It's cold out here. She speaks in a southern accent like that. Goofy cat. Oh, all right. One last obstacle. I just have to figure out how to get this 10 feet of hose from there to there, just like I did the other one. Seems easy enough. The problem is this one's a little bit more girthy. I'll figure it out. No problem. Okay, now I'll just pull this through here. Feed it up under there. I kind of want to attach this, but I want to make sure I got enough room up front. You know, make sure I got enough hose to get everywhere I need to go with it. Okay, guys, let me give you a little status check up here. So, I got that big hose routed. You can't see it. Let me turn on my headlight. There it is. See that hose? Right there. We're routed. Now, you see how that outlet is pointing up. I need to get that loose and point it down so I can bend it up and it'll go right into the filter perfectly. Got my big lines going through there. Everybody's run under here and everybody's happy and hooked up. So, well, let me turn that back off again. So let's just say I'm making some progress. Now, guys, you know, when you reinvent the wheel, it takes a minute. So I spent the last 45 minutes under that tractor pulling that big hose back and forth and this side to that side, and maybe this will work. I finally got it. Everything is routed along on the right side of that tractor if you're sitting in the seat, just the same way that all the rest of the hoses are. So I just got to get that fitting on my filter loose, get it pointed in a good direction, so I ain't got to make that hose do a 180-degree turn to get back on it. And this is going to be ready to go. Well, friends, there we go. After riding the struggle bus for an hour, I got it. That's nice and turned down, coming straight from the back. Suck through the filter. It'll go up to the pump. Now, the pump has got to come off. See that little mounting hole in there where it just kind of pivots like, I don't even know. That mounting hole is more of an egg shape than it is a hole shape. So, I had to do it on this one, which I didn't catch in that video, but same thing was going on. It was just all egged out. Well, if your hole has got an egg shape to it, your pulleys are not going to be aligned, and you're going to lose belts. And that one, I stuck the pin through it just to see, and that pump over there, that thing, that wobbles around in an unholy way. So I'm going to get them holes welded up, but like I say, that's going to be tomorrow's process. This fighting them hoses was a little bit more work than I thought it was going to be. Not that I thought it was going to be easy by any means, because if it was easy, everybody would do it. But it was definitely, it was a handful. Yeah, I'm going to take a break. I'll see you tomorrow. Well, guys, I have some exciting news to share. So now let's just say that I've been really working on this particular video and project, and this video has been going on for like the last 3.5 weeks, maybe 4. It's been, I'd have to look back and see when the last video is when I backed it in here, but it hasn't moved since then. But I'm kind of glad I put that off. I'm just glad things worked out, because as I'm getting my tank in there, I want to make sure everything's going to work well. Just guess what? Sometimes things just work out, because now I got my steering cylinder. So finally, this project can get finished off a little bit, because this ain't the lightest thing, so I'm going to set it down. But I kind of needed this to just, I measured and measured, but you can measure a lot, and sometimes things still don't work out. But I got everything measured. It should work. But now I'll feel good about actually drilling those brackets in there and getting everything set up, as long as I know this is going to be in there and fitting. So without further ado, let's get this going. Hey, and look, if you pay attention, they painted it the right color this year. You go back and look at the Will It Steer video on my 1805, they painted that one yellow. Whatever. I'm happy to see it's here at least. They could have painted it blue and I'd have been okay with it. See if I can get... All right, guys, so here we are. We got that cylinder is in. My brackets are clear. So this is what I'm working on at the moment here. Before I go moving this tractor around a whole bunch, which I think it's going to work, but I haven't really tried it yet, so it might still be a big swing and a miss, but hey, at least I got a shiny rebuilt cylinder if nothing else. But like I said, I want to get all this stuff done first before I go crazy driving the tractor around the yard, moving it, steering it, whatever. So here's what I've done. Now, just in case I want to move these brackets out of here someday to work on something inside of here, I'm not going to weld them in. I've made a little L bracket that goes underneath this bracket to hold it in place. I'm going to drill a hole in it right there. Bingo. That's already got a bracket on it, so I can just drill it and forget it. Same thing with the back one here. So they're just gonna, real simple, sit like that so I can bolt it into the tractor. This side, I just drill a hole straight through. Bango, bango. Ready to tango. Yeah, okay, I'll run with that. Okay. Yeah, since everything's so agreeable around here, let's get this drilled and bolted in while it's outside. Just makes it easier on me. Okay. Go. And no nut. Good enough for me. All right, we'll go set it on the tractor where it's got to be, get that hole drilled. I think we're going to be in business, my friends. That was a lot harder than it looked. There, guys. Okay, let's pull you and you forward a little. Yeah, that'll slide all the way over nice. Bingo. That is exactly where I need that to be. All I got to do now, friends, is come up with a little strapping material to hold this thing down. Perfect. I'll measure out a spot for my hole in the back here, so that way, this is all coming together nice now. Well, friends, I think that's going to do it for me today. I got my tank sitting in there. I got my brackets done. I know it'll clear the cylinder now. I would like to take this tractor for a drive, but I don't have anything to hold that tank down. It's just going to be flopping around in there. So I'm going to have to wait till I can get it strapped down, get it set up. I want to get the other pump taken care of so that way all the pumps are working. Everything will work. I can pull the tractor out, steer it, maybe hook it onto something, see if it'll lift it and drop it down. There's still a long ways to go on this, guys, so I'm going to cut this one off right here, right now. I still got a lot more to do, but the title of this video was Hydraulic Auxiliary Tank Relocation, and we did that. I didn't let you down. Probably let you down a little bit, but next time we have a video, this tractor is going to be driving, so we'll just wait for that. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.
You must be Doc Holliday.
That's the rumor.
You retired too?
Not me. I'm in my prime.
Yeah, you look it.